Welcome back to SJU on this beautiful Friday. We did it. We made it through the week. I'm Roxy Striar alongside Justin.
Hi, I was looking at the wrong camera.
I'm not still sure which one we left or right.
Yours is the one with the green mouth.
Yeah. Oh. Hello.
And the other one
but
is
the wide is that one.
Jonathan is gesticulating wildly. Like, no.
They're all our cameras. Emma Fyffe in the house.
Hello. I'm looking at what I think is my camera.
Oh, yeah. You guys have two over there.
Yeah, we do.
I'm just going to look at this one the rest of the show.
Because it's the old movie fight setup so that the host can be alone.
Yes. You know? Dan Murrell.
Hello. I don't know.
Dan is
Which
not
one is
over
that?
there. It's
This
not.
one's easy. There's only one. I know which one to look
Dan,
at.
this
here.
is our camera
that's
right
our camera.
there. Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
All talking
Remember when there was
directly
one right over there and it was like really weird?
Wait, just to be clear, I have officially been here for 6 years now, and still have not asked about my camera. So I just kind of like look at a point on the wall.
We tape this?
Yeah.
Why?
We're just having conversation in our living room right now. We all live together.
We just all like to sit around a convenently like half circle shaped table and talk to one another.
Like an old-timey 70s show where we're just a traveling family band.
Well, you know what people do to bands? That was okay. How does she get out of this one? They dance to them. Joe's face was like, "Don't do anything wrong right now, Roxy. Don't say what people do to bands." What happened?
Listen to them?
I was just more curious.
They buy their album.
They do that as well, but they dance to them. And my dear friend Joe Starr is a dancing man.
I am. And it's in my heart.
If you don't let him dance, you're really sticking it to the man in a way that we don't want. So get to 1,000 likes so that on Monday this man can dance his shoes off.
We got close. We got like I think 40 away.
Here's the deal. People they love you. They love watching you dance. You've been the spoiler dancer for quite some time, but this is a live dance performance. This is different. This is next level. You guys saw what Dan was able to do with those knives. Imagine what
he was able to call his friend Rooster.
Call my friend Rooster Williams McFeely,
who showed up.
Do a knife show.
It was pretty unbelievable. So imagine who Joe can call.
Is your relative Rooster Williams McFeely? Because you do bear a striking resemblance
well, here's the
to
thing.
him.
All of my, and this may be a coincidence, all of my friends have an MC. They're in my phone next to it goes Rooster Williams McFeely, Scoops McGee.
Oh my God.
It's almost like there's a lazy naming convention off the top of someone's head.
No, I just think you have like-minded friends.
Yeah.
They're all different.
You should see it, man, when they get together. Woo!
It's a Nick time.
It's something. It's loud.
Absolutely.
Be sure to check out onlydans.com.
In all seriousness, though, if you care about me at all or have ever cared about any of us at this table, then we will get to 1,000 likes today. So Joe has to dance his face off on Monday. We did. We got to 950.
We've done it before.
Last time.
I just want to groove, you guys.
He just wants to groove. Yeah, because that's what people do to bands.
Yeah. Also, I've been hosting on Mondays, so I would like to intro Joe's dance. So if you all out there in the internet sphere could just do that for me, I'd be really happy.
Now here's the question. We're
260. All right.
I have seen the feedback, and I've been I called them all lift gals for not allowing you to dance, Joe.
That is true.
I called our audience a bunch of lift gals.
A bunch of rotten lift gals.
But our non-live audience though feels left out though, and I understand. Is there a second metric that we want to set? Like if you get to 2K by
I'll figure it out. I'll think about it.
I know.
Or 1 Pacific time. Or something.
I know. If in 12 hours we double the likes, then Joe has to take one item of clothes off while he dances.
No.
One clothing item off, and it's his sweatshirt, y'all. Swinging over his head.
We're getting perilously close to prostitution.
Speaking of prostitution,
It's me, the old hooker of Screen Junkies.
we have an awesome show for you guys today, and I can't lie to you, it's going to be just as strange as the first 5 minutes of this show were, possibly even stranger, because we are going to be talking about Which states would be voting for which president based off the Pixar movie they have searched for the most? What did she just say? We'll figure it out as we go. Also, it is Fan Friday, so we have a ton of fan questions coming from you guys that I can't wait to get to. Some really good ones this week. But let's get right into this, guys, because Fandom had a whole article map shenanigan where they figured out which states were fans of which Pixar movies based on probably searchability. And yeah, the most searched Pixar movies in 2019.
Here's the map.
And we're going to go through that map and talk about what that really means about that state and who they're voting for in this election, and probably other weird things about them as well. Don't forget to visit the website and check that out, but we will talk about it right now. Guys, just in general, there's a lot of Toy Story 4 going on.
There's a lot to take in on this map.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in on the map in general. A lot of Toy Story 4. And thoughts on that? Are you surprised with how many people are going Toy Story 4?
Well, bring that map back
the
up.
one that came out last year.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the one that people are going to be searching for.
Yes.
It's an interesting point.
But there's a general, not just Toy Story 4, there's a general Toy Story-ness to the map. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that speaks to our nation's nostalgia towards simpler times.
Perhaps.
Well, we have the great state of Missouri searching for the original Toy Story there.
Yep.
And then
That's
I saw
true.
another one there, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania also searching for the original Toy Story.
So what is...
Not 2 or 3.
Who is the candidate that Toy Story represents? Like, what is a Toy Story kind of vibe?
Well, I mean, obviously, my first instinct with that, because again, you're talking about that nostalgia factor. That feels like it's a Biden.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a OG Toy Story. I'm feeling like that's a Joe Biden.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I also feel like Biden is like a mix of Buzz and Woody, where one moment he's going to threaten to aggressively shoot you with a laser he doesn't actually have, but then he's also been just an available product for so long. He's very comforting.
Yes,
and that's like the Woody part of him. And so I think that those are really strong Toy Story qualities.
He's been at the box office before.
Yep.
He loves Randy Newman.
Loves Randy Newman.
Loves it.
that checks out for me.
That's a very, very good point. There's also a lot of Cars going on. A lot of...
There are a few red states on the board.
Yeah.
Literally.
The red states.
For me, I feel like Cars 3, is that what's going on in Utah there? That checks out as like a Utah kind of situation.
Does it? What does that mean?
Well, it's just like if you've ever been to the state of Utah and to like Provo and you've ever been to Cars Land at Disneyland, they kind of look the same.
Yeah. I mean, Utah is oftentimes the Cars 3 of the traditionally red states, which is like it's got the deep rooted traditionalism, but just a shade of progressive values.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Much like Cars 3.
Yeah. Route 66 going all the way through there. My home state of Kentucky has gone to Cars. I'm not surprised.
My home state of Arkansas has also gone to Cars, and I'm equally unplussed.
My home state is a Toy Story 4, Connecticut.
I think mine is Toy Story 4 as well, Massachusetts. What about the Wallies? First of all, why are some states searching Wally so often?
Well, we got Kansas and South Dakota there as our Wally.
Are those the only two?
I
believe so, yeah.
I was honestly expecting Bama to go Wally just because of how much space and tech is in Alabama. That's where NASA's set up and most defense companies.
I would like to see this map in a
non-searchable kind of way.
Toy Story 4 release year.
Yes, I think it would.
Excuse me.
I think it would definitely change the results.
Yes.
You don't think they just fall to Toy Story?
Maybe they do. Maybe they don't.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting because looking at the map, you've got a couple of states that are searching for films that have technically not come out yet, including Onward.
Yeah.
And
those are very progressive states.
Very progressive states. Yeah, exactly. They are looking to the future. They are looking to make a change.
Well, yeah, Oregon, I think, is the future-looking state. Honestly,
Definitely.
I would say that Wyoming and North Dakota are looking for them because they're like, oh my God, what is there to do? What's coming up? What is there to do in the future? I mean, I'm sure that there are many wonderful sites, but not the most widely populated states in the union. A lot of empty space.
Yep.
Sure.
So I think there's a lot of folks that are just like, what am I doing with my year next year? Because they have the time.
If you guys had to say that Donald Trump was a Pixar character, which character is he?
There's probably a little Dory without the charm in there, maybe.
Little Fred Willard from Pixar, from Up.
Yes.
I mean, from Wall-E.
Yeah, Wall-E.
Dash Emperor Zurg.
Yeah. A dash of Dash, maybe.
Dash of Dash.
Just real, like, little aggro, little move, like running before he thinks.
Okay. Who is our Bernie?
This is a great. So it's everyone in Pixar, or is it just toys?
I think it's
anyone in Pixar.
I think it's
Yeah.
all Pixar.
Okay.
By the way, this is me the entire show right now. I'm really giving myself away with my lack of vision.
Do you want
I look
one of their
like a
pairs of glasses?
Pixar. No.
Yeah, I offered to let you use my glasses.
That's
Very kind of you.
That's how it works.
I have to get my own. Okay, sorry. Continue. Did you have one, Dan?
I'm trying to think because it's a very specific. It's a very specific thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like we can nail it, but I don't want to jump in and point to Bernie when there's a better Bernie floating out there.
Is there
somewhere.
anyone that you guys feel like of the people who ran, even like Yang or anybody who previously was running, any candidates this time that you feel like, oh, this is this Pixar character?
I'm going to go against stereotype a little bit here on Bernie.
Okay.
If we can bring the map back up. I'm going to say that these red states go to Bernie. There's a yearning for small towns and the middle class. And rage against what these millionaires and billionaires have done to Route 66 that moves throughout the Cars franchise. And while at first glance I think we might kind of go the get her done made her route, har route with Cars. I think something about Cars could really speak to the Bernie gang.
Interesting.
The Bernie mobile.
Do you guys not feel like Bernie is Mike Wazowski? Just curious.
I was considering Mike Wazowski, certainly, but I'm with Dan. I don't hate Mike Wazowski as an option at all.
He was a traditionalist, though. He had to be pulled into the new era.
Okay, that's true. It's more just like the vocal choices.
Sure,
I mean, that I could, sure.
That is very true.
Andrew Yang is Eve from Wall-E, I think.
Eve.
Yeah.
Bright and shiny.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some of these Pixar characters right now.
Feeds people whipped cream.
There are so many of them. Who's Ham?
That's the piggy bank.
No, I know who Ham is. Who's Ham?
Oh, sorry.
Presidential candidate is Ham.
You answered a valid question. I'm asking a ridiculous one. Get on my level, Dan.
Not who is Ham. What presidential candidate is Ham?
God.
Jeez.
Catch up.
That's the piggy bank, Rox. I know that, Dan.
Is Tom Steyer Ham?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Is he the guy that's like commenting on the presidential race from the outside?
Yes. And now I'm stuck on which Pixar character is Mike Bloomberg.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, that might be Mike Wazowski.
Oh, maybe. I can see that. All right.
Yeah, just swings left into a couple of key issues.
Any Jessies in the group? Jessie?
Oh,
Toy Story.
Is Elizabeth Warren?
I was between Jessie and Elastigirl.
Interesting.
But she's also low-key like little Bo Peep in the Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
When she finally gets there.
Bo Peep, who actually, I believe, according to the map, was the most searched Pixar character across the board.
Dan has an issue with it.
No, I have an unpopular opinion because I think I kind of figured out who Bernie is, and not a lot of people might not like it.
Let's go there.
Let's hear it.
Syndrome.
Syndrome.
The top 1% of superheroes have 99% of the power. I bring in the power to the people.
Who is that? Who is that?
That's the bad guy from Incredibles.
Oh.
No, that's a great
If
analysis.
Syndrome had good intentions,
Yes.
Yeah.
he and Bernie were not that far apart ideologically.
That's real good.
He was all
That's real
about
good.
taking the power away
Yeah.
from the top 1%.
That's real good.
And bringing it.
I have a question for you guys.
What is it?
I'm saying that Bernie is good Syndrome.
Good
Yes,
syndrome.
good syndrome.
I like that.
I didn't even remember his name.
Bernie Sandrum.
Sandrome.
Prepare your photoshops. Bring up the map.
Jonathan's like, I don't want to keep bringing up the map. Joe's
The
like,
map
don't put
is
it-
what we're talking about for the next 4 hours. Bring up the map.
Every time you say map, I think of Dora the Explorer.
There's going to be a
map,
live stream
the map,
until
the map.
Election Day.
Yes.
What's going on with Alaska?
That's what I was thinking. Here's the deal.
Alaska.
Alaska's the only state I care about in this
Just
moment.
in general?
No, in this
No,
moment, because like if Up is not in your daily search history, then you and I don't relate.
Well, because
So-
they're the furthest up.
Oh my god.
Very good,
I want
Dan.
to punch you
Very
in the
good.
face.
So
Oh my god. Wait, but a
And Dan-
legitimate question: how did they differentiate
Yeah.
what people were looking for?
I don't know.
Every
The
time they
fandom
search
wizard.
out.
I don't know how.
Fandom
I don't know how it works.
So the outliers on here are Up and Coco.
I think in Alaska, more people have dogs, and they were trying to figure out if that technology was real.
Yo, Up is the best. I have an unpopular opinion for you guys. Wally's not like that good.
It is unpopular with me.
Yeah, I do love
So-
Wally, but I will. But
Up is
but
amazing.
I was going to say, but let's circle back to the other outlier, which is Maine with Coco.
Right.
Yeah.
Which listen, my mom's side of the family is from Maine. It's not the most diverse of states, but I really like that they.
Interesting that Coco's landing in Maine.
Yeah. Yes. Well, this is the thing: is I feel like to me that says the people of Maine, they're ready to open their minds and their hearts to the outside world.
I mean, I think I'm
Happy
going to
Dia Days
keep
Americos,
going
Maine.
with my geographic explanations for everything, which is that Up is in Alaska because it's the furthest up, and Coco is in Maine because it's the furthest from Mexico. So that's
They're
it's
trying
like
to connect.
Geographically the most distant, and so there's a natural curiosity.
As somebody who has spent a decent amount of time in Maine, I do think that it seems about right that now is when they would be hearing about Coco. Like right about
Roxy.
Hey,
like
do you hear about this movie about
It's about
little
the
boy?
Dia de los
Day of the
Muertos.
Dead?
Oh, you don't want to play that guitar.
they're like super lovely and open-minded people.
No,
and they're
it's
like,
so
what is
true.
this Coco movie?
Yeah.
That
Roxy,
is
do you
brand new.
agree with your home state's Pixar assignment?
No, because I did like Toy Story 4, but I wish I was an upstate. I love Up. I mean, I love.
Don't get me
Up.
started on Upstate.
I love Up and I love Inside Out, and I don't see any Inside Outs. Do you guys?
I want
there is
Nevada.
one, Nevada. Which, what does that say about Nevada?
Las Vegas is all up in its feelings, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, I love them then. Wow, but doesn't Nevada look identical to you guys, to the Onward states? Aren't those the
Little
same
bit.
color?
They're
Close.
similar colors, yeah.
It's a very
can't
pretty
think,
map.
though, Inside Out's message, I can't think of a town that so exemplifies beauty tinged with sadness as Las Vegas.
Las
So I
Vegas.
think it's very appropriate that Inside Out
Yeah.
is Nevada's. I want to see the number. I want to
That's
see
the
this in
point.
a non-Toy Story 4 release year, though. 'cause
Yeah.
I do feel like we're skewed a little bit because
okay.
obviously there's a lot of interest toward Toy Story 4 last year.
Well, Dan, okay, let's say this.
Yes.
Let's say Toy Story 4 drops out of the race.
Yes.
Does that mean that Toy Story 4 voters are going to fall to Toy Stories 1 through 3?
This is a
or
brilliant
fall
question.
to another Pixar title?
They're gonna fall to another
Yeah, I think they're going to fall
Really?
to another
Yes,
Pixar.
but I don't think that movie is going to be Cars. Although the second, after the yellow states, it seems to be the red states
Yeah.
taking the majority. I do not think that the yellow states will turn red.
I'm going to turn a couple of those yellow states red.
I think
Really?
a lot of
Yeah.
those yellow states are gonna fall, and Roxy, this should make you happy. I think a lot of them would fall to Up, honestly, because I think that Up is pretty universally regarded as being an excellent film.
Equally kind of like back in my day.
Totally, but also forward thinking to the future and about the youth of tomorrow.
I think that the yellow states are going to fall to Onward because I do believe that the yellow states, a lot of coastal states on the East Coast, and then kind of rounding out the West Coast, down coast.
But I think right now, if you were to do the same thing again, I bet a lot of those states would be onward states
Onward, yeah.
because now Onward is coming out.
Yes.
Right.
I just feel like we should come up with some sort of a metric to filter out the recency of it and find like a historical basis, like all time most searched movies.
Yeah.
Like if you're a movie of the last 2 years, you don't count.
Well,
Or how much time has that particular
Yes.
movie spent in that state
like
during
some kind
its
of
run?
an average or so. There's got to. I'm no data scientist.
Good question, Joe.
So I feel like there's got to be some way you can offset that
Well,
because I do think the ones that aren't Toy Story 4 though, I think they stay where they are because that speaks to the relative strength of those searches.
We still got to deliver on a promise, and that is we're going to predict the president with this map.
Yeah.
It's a promise I thought up when I woke up this morning, and by God, it's one we're going to stick to.
Okay, can I
Okay.
tell you the truth? And you guys are all bloody liars if you don't believe this. That's not true, but
I have no idea what you're about to say. I'm really excited.
This map clearly indicates Donald Trump president.
But also,
This map very
I'm going to argue.
clearly
I think Toy
indicates-
Story. I think Toy Story's. Like it or not, Toy Story's a Biden.
Except
think Missouri
for,
flips
I was going to
blue
say,
movie.
except let's also consider in the factor, as Dan was saying, that it's hard to really give too much weight to this metric because we are in a Toy Story 4 release year.
Guys,
So Toy Story 4, though, also is current. It is what's happening now. Yeah, anything that's Toy Story, like old school Toy Story, that speaks
Yeah.
more to the nostalgia and the Joe Biden.
So
But
4 is a little more of a toss-up.
I think
Four's more
yellow
of a
is a
toss-up.
toss-up state.
guys,
Yeah.
it's not a toss-up. It's not a toss-up. It is currently in the. This is not going anywhere. They're saying we have a monopoly on Toy Stories. We've done 4 of them. We are not leaving after 4. We are going to continue to be here for 4 more. Toy Story 8.
But California's not
I
going to
hear
go
you.
for. That's not going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like where you're going with the with the
I get
status
your,
quo argument,
yeah.
but yeah, the West. I mean, but then I'm also surprised that Maine went Coco and California didn't. Quite frankly,
Well, but why would? But California, there's not as many people that need the information because you're again geographically
Right.
you're much closer to Mexico. You're exposed to the culture very much more
That's fair.
when you live in California.
What you
whether
don't
or not, there are many
understand-
people that have roots in Mexico, whether they've immigrated from Mexico to here, whether that they've had a very family history. So they don't need to search for Coco as much because they already know. Maine,
That's fair.
again, look how far away Maine is from
Yeah.
Mexico. It's a very great distance.
Mexico's not on this map.
I will say, exactly. It's so far away, it's not on the map.
Pixar by the state represents
Yes.
Mexico.
I will say
Fine.
that if Bernie is the nominee, if that happens, again, Oklahoma and Tennessee obviously identify with the message of The Incredibles, which, as we've established, I
Is
think is
Bernie
very much a
Sanders'
Bernie
message,
Sanders type
yeah.
message. So I think that those two states,
Bernie states.
perhaps traditionally red states, could flip blue if that strength of The Incredibles core messaging stands.
I will. I'll compromise. I'll meet in the middle. I think our Toy Story 4 states are maybe flip states between Biden and Trump.
They're like 50-50.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they could go. They could kind of go either way. Toy Story states, I think, pure Biden.
Toy Story
without
states
a
are like-
4
are
or a
heavy
3.
Biden.
Yeah, there's no malarkey there. That's
No.
those
Yeah,
are
that's-
those
that's
are
a
pure
nostalgia
Biden.
for
Those
something
are
that's
like
already been.
corn pop fighting states. Yeah,
Damn right.
I agree with that.
The weird thing about this map is if American Samoa was included on the map, it would still just say Mike Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
No, but here's the wild card.
What is it?
Vermont, Bernie Sanders' home state, the only state to vote for or one of two to vote for Monsters Inc. So what does that say? I don't know.
What did I tell you about Mike Wazowski? I told you.
It means we're trying to get into the heads of the status quo and shake it up.
Although, again, the message of the movie Monsters Inc. was about revolutionizing the economic system. It's like, it's not about fear, it's about laughter.
Yeah.
I'm tired of 1% of the fear dropping 99%.
True.
We have a democratizing laughter. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm back on board. Those are Bernie states.
Those are Bernie states.
My Bernie
Okay.
impression's not there today.
Well, it was like
I'll do it as Al.
was there.
We've got to get the laughter out, Willie. Yo. Sometimes I do Bernie,
great.
sometimes I can't. It's not there
It was
today.
like Bernie mixed with Arnie for a
It
second.
was very
I was
weird.
like, I
There's a
heard
little
shades
Larry
of
David in
Schwarzenegger.
there.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it was today.
That's pretty great.
It's like how I can either do Billy Eichner or John Mulaney, not both.
Not both.
Yeah.
And not either one
Yeah.
on
It
purpose.
just
Bernie
happened.
didn't show
Yes.
up today, so my
It's all-
apologies.
I get
Well,
it.
maybe that's telling
He's
of
busy
the map himself.
on his campaign trail.
He's a little busy. Guys, did we answer your question, Joe? Do you think we delivered on our promise?
How are our likes?
I was gonna say.
What
I
does
had a
chat
great
think?
segue, Dan.
Ryan's
I was
like,
gonna
weirdly
say.
enough, there's a lot of dislikes.
I was gonna say now it's time.
600. They're doing pretty
Right?
good.
All right.
600,
Well, you
yeah.
know what? Ryan says that's pretty good. I say that's malarkey. I say that's phony baloney.
Roxy's about to fight you with a length of chain.
I believe in a world where we can get to 1,000 likes within the next 15 minutes. Yes, I do. For this man, a dancing man, to do his dance, take off the sweatshirt and sling it over his head. I do believe. Let's get to 1,000 likes, everybody. All right, guys. We do other stuff that is great on this channel, too.
Not just hardcore political analysis.
I'm very upset that we did not take this more seriously.
I think it was pretty
We didn't even
brilliant.
get to what Bo Peep carrying 36 states means.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I told you what it means.
Where all Bo
You
Peep
guys-
followers gonna go?
Well, she dropped out, so they're a toss-up right now. It's a tough day for the Bo Peep supporters. Charting with Dan, guys. Charting with Dan. Amazing content, like I said. A little different than what we're doing here on this show today. Yes.
A little bit.
What's
Talking
going
about
on?
We're talking about Blumhouse, about sort of their track record and crunching some numbers, as I enjoy doing. So yeah, it was fun. I like talking about Blumhouse. I'm very fascinated by Blumhouse.
Me too.
Just they have a success rate that's like astonishing, and we kind of break down why that is, why their budgets are so low, how they keep them so low, some of the money that comes out of those grosses that you might not see up front. It's a fun discussion.
You guys also honest trailer commentary for The Witcher. Guys, I still have to finish that series. I still have to finish it.
Joe's watched it 8 times.
I'm on my third watch. I'm on my third
that
watch
true?
of The Witcher. Yeah.
What happened? That
Like
you're
in
on
my
your
life
third-
that I'm watching The Witcher for the third time. Not as successful as I'd like to be.
Guys,
My lack of medication means I have to look for exterior sources of escape.
do you hear him? Let the man dance. Get to 1,000. Also, thank you guys so much for watching this. I'm sure you have thoughts on that Pixar map and our breakdown of it based on who is voting for who, if you like Toy Story 4 or search for it. So let us know all those things in the comments below. Also subscribe, tell your friends how bizarro we are and how much you love us anyway, and hit that bell.
I mean, I did just realize that the correlation of Bo Peep and Toy Story 4 means that if Elizabeth Warren had stayed in the race, she'd probably win the presidency, because I think that those things are completely related. But
Yeah, that's true.
and even states that didn't carry Toy Story 4 still carried Bo Peep.
And we didn't even talk about the VP and what it means, like which states should try to join together. Like, should Onward try to get with Toy Story to try to make it so that they take down Cars versus Soul?
Yeah.
I do think that
Monday.
think if Onward and Toy Story 4 would team up,
Yeah.
They would be doing pretty good.
That's right.
Let's get to these fan questions.
They need 300 more. Can you call it out?
We need
300 more
300 more.
likes.
Oh, you guys are doing
Did
good.
you hear what he just
Crushing it.
said?
Doing real good.
He's watched Witcher 3 times.
It's very good.
it's really good.
Toss a like for your Joe Starr.
Because he does like dancing.
I didn't get that far in the series yet, but I do know what you're referring to, which is
That's
good. Episode 3? I made it 2 episodes deep.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think that is episode 3 where you meet Jaskier and he sings that song.
Jaskier.
Yeah.
Jaskier. Tenet.
Jaskier.
Jaskier.
Okay, fan questions, go fan questions. Word. This one is coming from Stephen McCarthy 9, who says, with a whodunit style of Knives Out proving a big hit, what kind of genre movie would you like to see backed with a good budget? For me, it would be the dark R-rated Seven-style mystery movie. Love the channel, and big thank you to you all from across the pond. Oh, man. Let me start again. With the whodunit style.
There's other things across the pond.
Nope, there's one thing across the pond, and it's whatever that was.
I feel like across the pond is like
It's
just the UK.
Yeah.
I've never heard someone from like France being like,
from across the pond.
Hello, it is me across the pond. Oh, I hope I didn't just upset anybody out there. It's just on me that I'm not good at those accents.
I spoiled Knives Out yesterday, so I upset a few
You
people.
spoiled Knives Out.
Yo, it's been a while.
It's been
That's what I
That's
said,
true.
but apparently
And also,
not people.
it's just a
didn't.
matter of who's not carrying an iPhone.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's true. So, guys, any big thing that we want to see make a comeback at a big budget? Emma, thoughts?
Well, I love whodunit styles, but this is what I want to see. I want to see like an original, like 80s swords and sorcery style fantasy.
Paint
with
it
big
on a van.
budget.
Paint
Yes,
it on a van.
Exactly.
Hey, who on a van?
Just it.
The concept.
I want I want chainmail bikinis. I want dudes in nothing but loincloths. I want dragons. I want griffins. I want like overly ornate thrones. I want weapons that nobody could possibly actually wield in real life that are completely impractical.
I want Queen
That's
doing the
what I want.
soundtrack somehow.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Queen?
Yeah. A Dragon Force score. Give it to me.
Wow, you guys, you've thought about this. All right,
Yeah.
that's yours too, Joe?
I'm gonna go Lovecraft. Give me Event Horizon. Give me weird Cthulhu stories. Give really good horror directors a good amount of money to do some really just crazy, twisted, weird, gritty grindhouse horror. That is what I want.
What you need your money for?
I'm gonna watch Color Out of Space this weekend. I'm super excited about watching it. It's a very low budget Nick Cage Lovecraft adaptation, but yeah, give me all the money for just weird, crazy Event Horizon type spooky movies.
All right, Dan?
There's a parody. There's a genre of movie that is one of my favorites, and it has been dragged through the mud, beaten and left for dead, and that is the parody film.
Oh,
Due to your Meet the Spartans and Dayton, there was a like a 5 to 10 year period where every one of them that came out was the worst possible, laziest thing you can imagine. And now nobody does them anymore because they were pieces of garbage for so long.
Yeah, it's true.
I would love to get a top flight and bring back the Zaz style, Zucker Brothers, Jim Abrahams style parody movie. I'm talking your Airplanes, your Naked Guns, your Hot Shots, even like your Young Frankensteins from Mel Brooks, your Top Secrets. I think that if they're done smartly and like in an actual clever way, that they are hilarious. The problem is people they didn't use it that way. The sets or whatever people, and they would use them for lazy, cheap, awful, just the worst type of comedy. And so now that whole genre has been ruined. I would bring a great team of talented writers with a budget to find a good thing. There's plenty of things that are like
I got a dream project for you.
Okay.
Let me see if you're at this barbecue. You bring back Emilio Estevez, you bring back Samuel L. Jackson, you skip like 2 through 4, and you do National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 5.
Yes.
You just skip straight to they're actually too old for it, Lethal Weapon parody.
I have recently become a massive fan of Emilio Estevez, and so I would love to see.
Why is that?
I don't know. You'll have to. I don't know. You'll have to find out. I'd be on board with that. Yeah. Yeah, I just would love to see somebody like get a great creative team and return that kind of movie, because I still watch Naked Gun, and even though they're parodying things from 30, 40 years ago, I still think it's hilarious because the writing at the core is funny.
To be perfectly honest about what you're talking about with the great writing team, this is like what you guys do for honest trailers, when you take something that you love and then you poke fun at it. So you guys are the team to do it.
Can I behind the curtain a little bit?
Yeah.
Sure. We did for Screen Junkies Plus. We did. I came in at the tail end of the writing of this, so I came in to help punch up Interns of Field because I came in at the tail end.
I do remember it.
We made one. We wrote something that we'll never get to make.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we wrote it in hopes of like someone who could actually pay us real money to make it.
Yeah.
But we did and also it's over. The window's gone. But we did a thing called Street Level.
Yeah.
Which was like a parody of Daredevil and Arrow and like gritty street level stuff.
Is this the first time you've ever talked about it?
I think
so.
Maybe. Yeah. First time I ever talked about it on air.
It's long gone.
It's long gone.
Tell us more.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
But it would be a spin-off.
Street Level.
It would have been a spin-off with Casper's character from Interns of Field, Hot Guy.
Is Casper Van Dien?
Yeah, and it would have been the idea of like a shiny, like hokey Avenger being tossed into a gritty, horrible, blood-covered street level world.
Yeah.
Every now and then we'll still go back and just read a page or two.
I remember being somewhat pleased with our first.
Yeah.
We didn't get too far into it. Like I think we wrote the first episode, and then
Oh, it was a TV show.
yeah, it's like
we
22.
wrote all of them.
Yeah, did we write all of them?
We wrote all of them.
All of the street levels.
Yeah, we didn't do final drafts of all of them, but we've got
that's right.
drafts
We didn't
of all
like
of
do
them.
like
Yeah.
the whole all of
Right.
But
You wrote a whole season.
There was a gritty fight in an invisible jet factory.
Why have we gone too far?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the invisible jet factory.
It was great. Yeah.
Why do you think we've
This is
gone
an
too
empty
far?
room. We couldn't afford it.
Because I think just the genre flash is gone. You know, the Defenders is long gone. Arrow's gone. Little too late.
And in the that was also like 4 years ago ish. It was also at the time when it was like everyone was buying anything that you would pitch them. They were just like yes.
Yeah.
And now it's much more like with everyone launching their own streaming service, the purse strings are starting to tighten.
I'm gonna start writing 10-minute pilots. I'm gonna get a Quibi show. Damn it!
Which is funny because the reason that we wrote Street Level the way we did is because we wrote Interns of Field as 12-minute episodes because they told us to, and then once we made it, they said no, you should write 22-minute episodes because nobody wants 12-minute episodes.
We were ahead of the curve.
So we wrote yes, and now we're going back to it's just
crazy.
Quibi today
it's like whack-a-mole.
announced 50 shows that they're launching with. Did you guys see that?
Insane.
And maybe we should have launched it.
It's just a
now we have to
Quibi.
go back and readapt them to be shorter after making
Screen
it longer.
Junkies Quibi.
There's only one thing I can think of that can ease the sting of this, and that is getting us to 1,000 likes so that Joe Starr can dance on Monday. Where are we at?
They need 100 and how about 185 more?
185 more.
185
You guys
more.
can do this. I
185
believe in you.
1,000 likes, and we produced
can-
10 expensive episodes of Street Level.
Dang. You guys we should crowdfund something for you guys to do that. I mean, I want to see it.
That does sound really
I still want to
fun.
see it. All right, let's get to Excelor Zeviot. I just want to know, how do box office earnings add up when including things like A-list? If I'm paying $20 for the month and watch one movie, would they say a certain movie made $20 from my attendance? What about if I watch 5 movies that month? Would it be reported as a movie making $4 for my viewing? Or do they report the average price for the ticket, whether I pay full price or use A-list? I have a feeling I'm going to Dan on this one.
I crunched the numbers on this. And I did a little bit of research. So specifically right now, because Cinemia and MoviePass are all gone, like right now the biggest one, at least here regionally, is the A-list, AMC A-list. And this is a great question. So I did a little bit of research. So here's how it works. Right now you pay A-list like $20 a month, $24 a month, whatever, and you get to see 3 movies a week. Now, as of 2018, the reason that MoviePass didn't necessarily work was that MoviePass, you'd pay $15 for your movie ticket using MoviePass, and MoviePass would pay out $15 because that's how it worked.
Right.
Like they were like a go-between, and they were hoping for external things to come in and help. So they were paying out the full price of what you were paying for a movie ticket. As of 2018. The information that I found was that AMC, because they're bigger, they actually had the power to negotiate. Right now, at least in 2018, when you buy a movie ticket, they were paying out based on the average price of a movie ticket at that time. So they don't have to pay out the full price. It was basically locked in at that time it was $9 a ticket. So when they were paying out the studios, they're saying, we're going to pay you your cut at $9 a ticket because they're working in bulk. They're a big company. Also, we talked about this on charting, which is that not 100% of the money goes to a studio when you buy a movie ticket. Part of it goes to the theater, part of it goes to the studio. So when you're an AMC and you have your own price, you're paying, the estimate at that time was they pay out, let's say I buy a ticket for $9. AMC sends 60% of that to the studio because that's the studio's cut. So as far as does it count differently? No. As far as numbers go, it's still a ticket is a ticket is a ticket as far as number of admissions. However, it is possible because AMC through A-List can negotiate different prices. It is possible, not always likely, but it is possible that AMC is paying the studios a little bit less for tickets that are bought through the A-List thing, not if you walk up to the ticket counter, but through A-List because they've negotiated, we're going to pay you at this price for everything. So it is possible the studios make a little bit less money off of an A-List ticket, depending on the average ticket price. Probably not a huge amount. But moving on from that, I think also as far as like how do the financials of that work and how does it work for AMC, there's a couple of reasons why it's easier for them to survive than MoviePass. First of all, as I mentioned, when you pay for a movie ticket, they're not paying 100% of that ticket price out because they get to keep some of it. They're only paying about 60% of that ticket price out to a studio. So again, if it's a $9 ticket, that's about $5.40 a ticket. Now, if you go 3 times a week, like you can on AMC A-List, you would be costing them about $65 a month, which means, yes, they are losing money on your subscription. You're paying them $20. They're sending the studio $65 because you're seeing 3 movies a week. If you're seeing 1 movie a week, then they're paying out about $22 a month.
So you're still costing them money.
You're still costing them a little bit of money, at least on your subscription. So they're just about breaking even on the subscription.
So they're hoping to make it back in the concessions?
Well, yes, and that's the other thing is they also reported, and this was last year, AMC reported a couple of upticks for them. One of them was what they called bring along revenue, which is one person has A-List and another person doesn't have A-List, but that they then bring extra people to the theater because they're saying like, oh, I'm going to go see, Happy Death Day 2, and they use their A-List, but they bring along a friend who doesn't, but because they're going to the movie,
that
they go to
often,
AMC.
I think we all have friends who say like, I can only go see it at this theater or whatever, and then you go with them. Yeah. Or we are that friend.
And then they also reported in 2019, AMC, amongst people with A-List who did not have it before, a 250% increase in spending on concessions. And that's where they really make their money. So even if you're going once per week and they're slightly making a loss on your subscription fee, if you're buying that much more concessions, then they're actually making a lot of that back by an increased concession sales. So that's where a big part of that profit comes from. But as of last year, AMC reported that the average user went to about 3 movies per month, which would be about $18 that they're paying out to the studio. So they're actually making a couple of dollars just on the bottom line of like, you pay for 20. If you're the average user who goes 3 times per month, they're paying out 18. Plus, they're making that extra money from concessions, any extra money from bringing along friends. It's a very long dissertation, I know, on how this works. But
thank you for
long
that.
story short is, as far as admissions go, the studio, it's a ticket is a ticket is a ticket. As far as how much money the studio gets, depending on the average ticket price, it's possible that AMC negotiated a little bit of a discount, but they're probably getting about the same as they would whether you had AMC A-List or you didn't have AMC A-List. The real ancillary thing that helps them is the fact that people are coming more often and they're bringing people that may not come. And that's where they're really starting to, that's where they can run up their margins and see an increase in business and why it makes sense for them. So yes, they're losing money on some
Dan Murrell! Yeah!
He said he wasn't a data scientist.
I have a question coming over to this side of the pond from @SirPlumpy_. Any thoughts on My Hero Academia movies / recent anime films as a whole, or thoughts on any anime series you've watched?
Well,
any thoughts on anime series you've watched?
I've watched. No, I have no thoughts. I just keep watching anime. But in regards to My Hero Academia, obviously the most current film, which is the second My Hero Academia film, Heroes Rising, is like crushing it at the box office.
It's really good.
Like Dan had to cover it on charting because
I was forced to.
There it was. No, it's not a forced thing. Just like it's gotten a very, very good response. I hosted the premiere of that film, so obviously I have a lot of an emotional.
The host also got me in.
Connection to it. Yep, I did also get Joe into the movie.
Thanks, friendship.
Oh, you're welcome. It's both of the My Hero Academia films, both Two Heroes and Heroes Rising, which I like equally. I know that maybe people have stronger feelings about one way or the other, but I think that they're both great and they're both very different from one another. It's just really well done, and that is an exception when it comes to anime films, particularly, I mean, and not particularly, specifically for films that are supplementary material to an existing series. We talked about this a lot on Monday when we were talking about Star Trek stuff. Anime films are at their best when they feel like they are a long episode of the show that you're watching, or like a nicely condensed season, not we tried to do too many things in 90 minutes and it doesn't work. No, the filmmaking in both of My Hero Academia
because it was
films,
out of schedule, like a different company animated it.
It's really good. Both of them take place on an island, which honestly, that is a shortcut to make a good film, because especially if it is something that is part of a larger series, because you are automatically isolating yourself.
This is a stupid question, but because I'm not familiar with the genre as much as you guys are, obviously, a real island or a fake island?
Fake island. Yeah, they're both fake islands.
Okay. Was that silly?
I really like this show, and I think it's the closest air that we're ever gonna get to X-Men the Animated Series.
Well, particularly like an X-Men Evolution, because X-Men Evolution was very much about the sort of core X-Men group that we know as students.
Or even like JLA Unlimited and stuff like that.
Sure,
I think, and the two movies, because I know a lot of people are probably like, I don't know anything about it, or I don't know anything about the show. Both movies do a really good job of being like, here's what's going on.
Yeah, they do.
Here's that person's deal.
Yeah, without feeling like they spend too much time harping on that to make it accessible to new audiences. They're good at doling out exactly what you need to know in order to enjoy the film, quite frankly.
Cool.
And the animation's really good.
The animation's really good, yes. Studio Bones does really good work.
Guys, what?
You should see it.
Oh, I should see it. You think I like it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you'd really like it, Roxy.
Yeah, maybe I'll go.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for the recommendation. We have 2 more fan questions before we ask them, though. Ryan, check it in.
I need 40 more.
You need 40 more.
40 you can do that.
I mean, at this point, it's a joke.
Yeah.
This is and now it's a joke.
Don't let the
You gotta be joking
win
me.
again.
Don't let the
Lithgows.
Lithgows can't win.
We're at the town council meeting.
Yep.
The speech is being made. The Lithgows are on the ropes.
Dancing is not a crime.
So this question is coming in from Jolly Sweets. I love this. Random, but I saw this question asked by Cinnabon, and I gotta know what you guys think. Is a Cinnabon a donut or its own thing? Grinning face with smiling eyes.
Well, first I want to compliment the move of typing out your emoji.
Yeah.
I think that's a brave move.
What's a smiling eye?
Smiling eyes. Oh, it's the is it the
Irish
kind of
eyes?
eyes? No, it's like when
it's
you
the ones that like.
they're like
Oh, they go like this.
yeah.
Show me smiling eyes right now.
Perfect. That's actually not bad.
Right,
Yeah, that's really good.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Am I living in some different universe where I thought a Cinnabon was a cinnamon roll and that a cinnamon roll was separate from a donut?
No,
Okay.
I didn't know this was ever a question.
Yeah.
I'm curious what
Who
Cinnabon
considers
said.
Cinnabon a donut?
Cinnamon rolls are served with the donuts at grocery stores.
Cinnamon rolls are served with. So is bread, Ryan.
Exactly. So not all the same thing.
Cinnamon rolls. I mean, they're next to each
like,
other.
did
I'm
you guys-
sorry. My anger is not at you. It was at the assertion that
My
because they're
anger is
next
at
to each other,
Ryan.
the grocery
I feel
store,
like the-
cinnamon rolls and donuts are the same
process
thing.
of-
Oreos and chips are the same thing. You didn't know? They're in the
Yeah.
same aisle, Dan. This is. Did you guys used to make those? I forget. It might be Pillsbury.
The cinnamon rolls in a can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are not donuts.
are not donuts.
No.
That's.
I mean,
I think
Granted,
Cinnabon
I-
manufactured this.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
This is Cinnabon trying to
be a donut.
capitalize off of the
Okay.
popularity of donuts.
They have rolled out. No, well, this is
Okay.
years ago. They have donut holes called Cinna Sweeties.
Yeah,
At least they did at some
those are
point.
donut
So that's a
holes.
donut hole because it's flavored like cinna.
Well, because you can make donuts
Man.
out of like biscuit dough. This is a thing that I have discovered recently. I made donuts at home using a can of biscuit dough.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make it the same
How
thing
did you
as
make
a
them?
cinnamon roll.
Don't you have to fry them?
Yeah, you just fried them in oil. I just put oil in a pan and I fried them.
If a Cinnabon, was a big glazed cinnamon roll with a hole in the middle,
Yeah.
then I could see that there's
That'd be a donut.
But there's not even a hole.
No.
Yeah, there is no hole.
It's not like Benoit Blanc.
This is
There's not even a hole.
There's not even a hole in it.
I say, I don't even see a hole in this.
Let me ask you guys.
Yeah, but is a bialy a bagel? Because there's not a hole in that. And also,
I have nipples, Greg.
can you milk
But
me?
but then people will say, well, then a jelly donut's not a donut. Which let's have that debate. But
Because it certainly is.
Donut
right?
fights, everybody.
Here's the greater question for me, and this goes back to something near and dear to my heart, and clearly Joe Starr is a fan as well, considering it was his choice of birthday desserts. Is a cookie cake a cake or a cookie?
It's a cookie.
It's a cookie.
It's a
In the
large
shape of a
cookie.
cake?
Yeah.
You would not say that was your birthday cake? You would say you...
It's my birthday cookie.
yeah.
Wow.
But
Much
then we-
like
I would
believe,
more consider that a cake than I would consider a Cinnabon a donut.
I believe that a jelly donut is also not a donut.
Wow, I
believe-
thought you were on the other side of that.
I think that a jelly, unless it has a hole in the middle, I think a jelly
not a
donut is a
donut.
delicious pastry filled with jelly that they call a donut,
Right,
For
but it's not
convenience,
really a
for
donut.
convenience sake,
Yeah,
because
well,
everything else is
Because
a
I was going to
donut.
say,
Wait,
so then
what?
anything, Dan, that you would get at a typical donut shop, like a bear crawl or a cruller.
Well, no, but then because there's somewhere that sells cinnamon rolls and they'll say like, aha!
Roxy's nose is bleeding.
It's just like brutal. What you just said was the thing we disagree on more than any other thing you've ever said.
It's delicious.
You don't think a jelly donut, which has the word donut in it, is a donut.
I consider it donut ancillary.
So you wouldn't say
Do not talk to me anymore.
it's donut adjacent.
Donut, you speak to me right now.
You'd say then like a Boston cream donut,
That's
like
what I was
any
gonna
cream
ask.
filled, like anything that is that
Is an
does
eclair a donut?
No,
No.
that is an eclair. It's not
What
called
is the
eclair
difference
donut.
really? There's not much difference between an eclair and a jelly donut. That's all I'm saying. They add the things that they put on the glazed donut and they call it a donut.
Yeah.
I'm saying I get why they're called donuts.
What's a
but,
jammy?
what is it? Pajamas?
Pajamas?
Oh no, a jammy's a cookie.
It's a cookie.
No, it's a biscuit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Like Jamie Dodgers.
First of all, tell me what you guys think at home.
I'm not
I
angry
can't.
that people. I get why it's called a donut. I just don't consider it a pure donut.
Second
I
of
don't think you
all,
guys are friends anymore.
I need your help right now. Talk to me about how close we are to this 1,000 likes.
Well, first, most of the chat says that it's not a donut because it's not fried.
Oh, not a donut because it's not fried.
This is Dan. Dan can say, the sky is green. The chat says, sky, definitely green. Green sky.
Or donut.
They think jelly donuts are donuts. They think a Cinnabon is not a donut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I take it back. I take it back, friends.
too, but not all donuts are fried. So, okay, all right.
Distinguish it. Anyways, yeah, they hit the goal. Yeah,
I want to be clear. I'm not mocking anyone that calls it. This is a personal belief.
So I feel, Dan,
Our next light goal will be donut fight.
this is how I feel about
Between
Phantom
Roxy
Thread, Dan. I'm not mocking anybody who thinks it's a movie. That's just not my personal
I
belief.
mean, it is a movie.
I'm not mocking you.
It doesn't have a hole in it.
Well, it has many holes. Plot holes. All right. Let's get to this last fan question. Congratulations, by the way. Joe's going to be dancing.
I've never felt more whole.
Thank you, Ryan.
Do not try that again. All right. At Raylo, what food will comfort you when you are mad AF? A Cinnabon or a donut? Nope. Dan, we're all good now. I'm coming to you first.
When I'm mad AF?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, pizza's like the great equalizer. Unless it's bad pizza, and then I get even angrier.
Yeah, I feel the same way. For me, it's buffalo wings. But like, if you try to serve me buffalo wings with ranch dressing, I will throw you through a window.
You're a blue cheese gal?
Yeah,
I
That's the
eat
correct way.
neither. I eat
I eat
neither.
neither.
I eat buffalo sauce.
Me too.
But not
back.
dry.
But
No, buffalo.
Yeah,
sauce.
dry rub? No.
Not dry. I'm not a dry wing.
It is easy to mess up both. It's surprisingly easy, I think, to mess up both
So-
pizza and buffalo wings.
Yeah.
So,
But
Em,
when it's done right.
The buffalo wings are comforting you,
Yeah.
but then the dipping sauce mix up is so much
Yeah.
that it cancels out the comfort of the
Yeah.
wings.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, I guess we should go with something non-controversial.
You're right. You're right.
Ice cream.
Grilled cheese
No,
sandwich.
you can mess up ice cream. Have you ever
Yeah,
had
I've
ice
had
cream
bad
that's
ice
like,
cream.
why am I eating this?
Too
No.
many times.
Ooh, it's
Too
happened
many
to me.
times.
Has
I don't
like,
think I've ever had bad ice cream. In my
Really?
life.
it's like too icy and not enough cream, or it's just like this is just a waste of space in my stomach.
I also just like grew up in an area with a lot of dairy farms, so we had so many small local ice cream
New England
shops.
ice
As
cream
far as
is
the
so
eye can
much
see.
better.
It's so good.
What is yours, Joe?
I will go straight to McDonald's. And I will
McDonald's.
order McDonald's breakfast.
It is
And I will
consistent. It is.
Angrily scream at the world that I deserve it in my car as I
Yeah.
like howls a McDonald's sausage McGriddle.
Yeah, I feel-
angrily just be like, "This is mine!"
I think fast food is a good go-to because it really will taste basically exactly the same
Yeah.
every time you order it, no matter where you go. Like I just thought McDonald's fries.
No,
That's
chicken,
a good.
chicken McNuggets.
But see, that's I just want
Anytime.
McNuggets, specifically McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah.
If I'm just like, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat a McGriddle.
Do you have any?
And then you'll be sorry. Like that's where anger and I don't know. They're wrapped up with each other.
Channeled through the McGriddle.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I feel a big amount of anxiety over this question. It's very hard.
Because yours was jelly donut. Now you don't know what to do with it anymore.
Truthfully, I do feel like mine is a chocolate chip cookie, but like you guys, if you mess it up, I'm like,
Yeah.
So
livid.
mad.
Oh yeah.
Livid.
Yeah.
To have a bad chocolate chip.
Yeah.
It
'Cause
could
you
be
can
too
have
hot.
one.
Yeah, and like, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Heard
We
personal
have
attack.
cookies. We have chocolate chip cookies in the VIP lounge at Universal, and genuinely, at the end of the day, when all the guests have gone and we just have leftover food, I will go and I'll eat a little bit of one of the chocolate chip cookies because they're not consistent. So sometimes
you
I'll have
wanna
a little bit
see.
and go, not a good chocolate chip cookie day, and I throw that cookie in the garbage.
That's not good for a VIP
But-
lounge.
See, I imagine you like De Niro in Casino at the muffins, like going back to the kitchen, being like, look at these two cookies. 15 chocolate chips in this one. One is like consistent chips in the cookies.
Are you guys watching Curb this season?
No.
Oh, none of you are watching Curb Your Enthusiasm this season? Oh, there's a big muffin debate. There's a big muffin debate going on. All right, I do believe we have to get out of here.
Oh, yeah, wow.
We've done a lot of things today.
Yes.
We really important work.
Yeah.
We talked about Pixar. We talked about the presidential election. So, we are a very forward-thinking political show. And we got to hear about the pricing of where your ticket prices are going to. And anime, it's a very successful day other than this donut debate and Dan Murrell not believing that a jelly donut is a donut. It's time to get out of here,
It's not a
Fred.
pure donut.
It's time to get out of here. Joe Starr, where can people find you?
Dancing on Monday.
That's so true. That's so true.
true.
Emma
Yes.
Fyffe.
I am all over the internet wherever Emma Fyffes are sold at my name, Emma Fyffe. If you are in a state that has not had your primary elections yet, make sure you look at all the information online in the state of California. We were able to fill out our ballots ahead of time and show up with a QR code that you could just scan at the polls, and it made the process very fast and easy. So do some research if that is
Vote
something
for Monsters Inc.
that is available in your area. Also, I have a new podcast coming out. It is available on like Spotify and Google and all those places. It's not in the iTunes store yet, so we're considering it. Or, sorry, the Apple Podcast store now. So we're considering it sort of a soft launch at the moment. It is called Not Safe for Weebs. We talk about anime ships and sexy fan works. It's a lot of fun. So check that out.
Yeah, I love that. My QR code didn't work.
Oh no! Oh, mine worked. I was so
Mine
delighted.
didn't work, and they said, "Why isn't it working?" And I said, "I don't know.
No.
I don't know."
I stood in line with Major Dad, and it was great.
Yeah, I waited 2:45,
One of my
baby.
favorite things ever. How long was Gerald McCraney in line?
3 hours.
3 hours with Gerald McCraney.
Oh, you really did?
Yeah, he was delightful.
Wow, that's cooler than Amber and Jeff, who were my
Brought his own
buddies in line.
Oh, yeah.
My
No.
buddy, lovely though.
Major Dad brought his own seat. Loved him.
My buddy
Oh,
in
of
line
course
was
he
a
did.
dog. There was a guy with a dog behind me, and I just hung out with this dog.
He brought his own seat, like a lawn chair.
Yeah, like a little
folding-
camping chair.
I love that. Great move.
My favorite LA story of all time.
That's so good. Dan, where can everybody keep up with you?
Looking for Major Dad, man. I want to hang out with Major Dad. Here on Monday, Charting with Dan. We got some reviews coming up next week, I think. And here, just here. Hang out here.
Where are you?
Here. There's a Cram It coming out tomorrow for Westworld.
I ain't gonna watch that.
And let me just say,
need that.
because I'm the voice of Cram It, I often get a lot of the credit unfairly. But this one even more so. I have never seen one episode of Westworld. It is all Lon Harris. He literally sat in this chair, and I stood there, and every 10 seconds I had to be like, what? And he would, so please, all the credit for the Cram It for Westworld that's coming out this week goes to Lon Harris and our amazing editors and everyone that put it together. I am just the dope that read what was on the paper on this one. So yes, I still don't know what's going on the show.
I think you'd really like it. I think you would. I'm Roxy Striar, everywhere at Roxy Striar, and I will give myself a quick plug that I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I'm at 19.6 right now, so youtube.com/Roxy Striar. I'm working really hard on it, so thanks for coming over there and supporting me. We'll be back on Monday for SJU, as you are going to watch Joe Starr dance his pants off. Isn't that right, Joe?
To this camera, which is mine.
Yes. So goodbye. Farewell, Dan. Yeah, to our camera over there. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
Bye.
goodbye. See you Monday.